Are you thinking about making a move to Philadelphia? Today, I'm breaking down the top 10 reasons that you should move to Philadelphia and its amazing suburbs, from unbeatable food to top-tier schools. And trust me, you're going to want to pay attention to all 10. First up on the list is the ideal location with unmatched accessibility. So Philly's strategic location on the East Coast places you within a short drive or a train ride to major cities like New York and Washington, D.C. But here's the real thing about living in Philly, especially in the suburbs. If you are living in the suburbs and you are working in the city, it's a pretty easy train ride, right? It's a pretty easy drive as well. So you don't have to worry about spending like 2 hours in traffic like you would in some major cities. Now, I will say this, the traffic can be a little bit challenging depending on where you live and where you work. And also, this is what I love about living in this area, is the fact that it's a pretty short drive to the Pocono Mountains, because a lot of people like to vacation in the Poconos. It's also a pretty short drive down to the shore, to the Jersey Shore, and also to the beaches in Maryland and the beaches in Delaware. So the location, the proximity that you have living in the Philly area is unmatched. And also, even more than just driving to work, you are only 10, 15 minutes, in some cases only 5 minutes from everything that you need. And when I say everything you need, I mean schools, hospitals, doctors, food shopping, regular shopping, parks, recreation, everything is just a short drive away. Now, whether you're commuting for work or you're just planning a weekend getaway, the connectivity is unparalleled. Second up on the list is the affordable living with diverse housing options. Now, one of the standout features of Philadelphia is the suburbs and the affordability compared to the other major metropolitan areas that we know, like New York, like DC, like LA, right? All those major areas. If you're living in the suburbs, it is much more affordable than it is in those areas. But I absolutely will say this, and I made a video all about it, and I'll make sure that I link to it in the description, that it does cost money. And with that money, you get a lot out of it, right? So you're paying for the school districts, you're paying for access, you're paying for healthcare, you're paying for all those things. And it does seem like it can be a little bit costly, but when you do compare it to the other major metros, it's significantly cheaper. And also compared to the other major metropolitan areas, you're gonna find a range of housing options that's going to fit various budgets. And I love this because you can find any kind of home, any kind of lifestyle that you're looking for that fits your personal needs. We have all kinds of different homes. We have brand new townhome communities. We have new single family home communities. We have historic homes if you're into that, like literally from the 1700s and the 1800s. We have newer developments. We have towns like Westchester or Doylestown or Downingtown, where it's walking distance to a lot of things. We have everything that you could possibly need when it comes to housing. And that's why I love it. There's just a place that suits every lifestyle. So if you are considering making a move to Philadelphia or the suburbs, don't hesitate to reach out. I specialize in helping people relocate here, and I would love to do the same for you. All you got to do is click the link in the description. Number 3 on the list is something that I love a lot, and it's very near and dear to my heart, and it's the culinary scene in this area. So food enthusiasts, you're going to revel in all of the diverse options for food, and you can literally get any kind of cuisine in this area. Anything that you're possibly looking for. And I come from a background of being a professional chef for almost 10 years, and I absolutely love the fact that there's always new restaurants. There's always new kinds of food to try throughout the Philadelphia area. If you want that dining experience, right? If you want more high-end options, you can get that in Philly. You can also get that in the suburbs as well. If you want to hit up a show at the Walnut Theater in Center City and then get great food before or after, you can do that. There's all kinds of different options, and there's so much. There's absolutely so much when it comes to food. But it's not just about the food here. There's another aspect of this region that makes it incredibly livable. Fourth on the list is excellent public transportation and the walkable community. So Philly's public transportation system, which is called SEPTA, extends its services into many suburbs, making commuting a breeze. And this is very valuable to a lot of people. If you are deciding to live in the suburbs, you can live in certain towns that have access to SEPTA and an easy train ride into Center City. Also, SEPTA within the city is enormous, right? There's so many different lines, there's so many different ways to travel, and you can also travel through Amtrak. Amtrak runs a regional rail line from the suburbs into the city and beyond to places like New York and Washington, D.C. as well. So then you have your towns like Glenside and Bryn Mawr. They offer walkable communities where daily things can be done and accomplished without needing a car. And then if you want to get into the city again, you have easy access through public transportation. Number 5 is really important in my opinion, and that's the rich history and the cultural heritage. So Philly is steeped in history. It offers countless opportunities to explore America's past. You know, growing up in the city, I didn't really think about it too much, right? I was exposed to it, but I wasn't like really interested in it. And it wasn't until moving out to the suburbs that I really realized the rich history of this area. And I'm telling you, I've sold homes that were built in the 1700s. Like, that's so cool. I live in Downingtown right now, and the Downingtown Log House was built in like 1710, right? So we're talking over 300 years old, and that's amazing. So there's so much history. There's so much culture out in the Philly area, especially in the Philly suburbs, and I just love being a part of it. Now you can visit all the historic sites in the city, discover all the charming towns like Upper Makefield Township, known for its colonial era buildings and significant landmarks, and I'm telling you, it's awesome. And for those who value education, this region has something exceptional to offer. Number 6 on the list is the top tier school districts. The Philly suburbs have some of the nation's leading schools and universities. This is a big deal for a lot of people, including myself. I have young kids, so when I was deciding where to lay my roots outside of the city, I wanted to make sure that it was in a place that had a great school district. And we are so fortunate in the Philly suburbs that 10, 15 of the top 25 or even 30 school districts are located in the Philly suburbs in all of Pennsylvania, in the entire state. And some of them even rank really, really high in the nation. You have Lower Merion Township, for instance, which boasts highly ranked public schools, while institutions like Villanova University and Bryn Mawr College offer the esteemed higher education opportunities. If school districts is high on the list for you, you're absolutely going to love this area. Number 7 is something that isn't often talked about enough, which is the thriving job market across various sectors. The greater Philadelphia area has a very robust and diverse economy. So you have suburban business hubs in places like Radnor and King of Prussia, and they host numerous companies in sectors for healthcare, for education, and for technology. Some of the biggest companies in the world are actually located here. You have places like Vanguard and Merck and Boeing, right? So these are massive opportunities, and they provide so much in terms of employment for the local residents. So no matter what kind of job sector you're in, you can find an opportunity here in the Philly suburbs. But beyond work, right, and beyond education, although it's all very important, let's talk about lifestyle and the leisure activities that await you. That's why coming in at number 8 are the neighborhoods catering to various lifestyles. I touched on that a little bit. So whether you're seeking the tranquility of the suburban life or the vibrancy of urban living, the Philadelphia area literally has it all. You know, and I can't think of any other location throughout the US that has as much as we have, that offers as much for the price point. So if you're living right in San Francisco, or if you're living in the LA area and even in the suburbs, it is ridiculously expensive. You know, you're going to be looking at spending 1.2 or 1.5 just like for a starter home in some of these areas. You can buy a starter home that fits the lifestyle that you're looking for $500,000 here, for $600,000 here. And that's why I love it. So again, you have the walkable towns, you have the city, if you choose to live in the city, you have areas that are way more rural, right? Where you can get 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 acres of land, 20, 30, 50 acres of land and not have any neighbors, right? So we have everything when it comes to lifestyle here. Number 9 on the list is probably one of my favorite things, and that's the abundance of parks and recreational activities that we have here. So if you are a nature enthusiast, you're going to appreciate all of the parks, all the recreational facilities that we have. Like if you just go to the city, there's Fairmount Park, which is one of the largest urban green spaces in the country. And the suburbs offer so much as well. You have Marsh Creek State Park, French Creek State Park. You have all kinds of places in all 4 of the surrounding counties. And when it comes to recreational activities, you can do everything here, whether it's biking, running, walking, hiking, climbing, everything. We have access to so much in this area. And then also, it's just a short drive to places like the Poconos, down the shore to Jersey and Delaware and to Maryland. We just have so much in terms of recreational activities and all kinds of things to fit your outdoor needs. And finally, let's touch on the unique spirit that defines this region. Coming in at number 10, a community spirit that fosters belonging. There's a very distinct sense of community throughout the Philly region and the suburbs. Residents take pride in their neighborhoods. They participate in so many local events. They support all kinds of small businesses, and it's very welcoming. And I will say this, because I am a huge Philly sports fan, we are the best sports city in the US, maybe in the entire world. I don't know. But I say this because I truly believe when it comes to fostering community, when it comes to feeling a part of, the Philly area is amazing for that. So if you're interested in making a move to the Philly area and you want to know what the cost of living is actually like, make sure that you click the video here.